Hello, beautiful people. All right. I can't believe that it is May. That to me is crazy. But I'm also really excited because the weather is great here. As you can tell, I'm filming outside today and I'm like, yay! Anyway, in today's video, I'm going to be talking about April and my non-existent budget, and this month, my plan for May and what my budget looks like. So let's just jump right in. All right, as I said before, in April, sadly, I did not really have a budget. So with everything happening with the corona, and then here in the States, we got put on stay-at-home orders. So starting on March 26th in Colorado, they were like, stay at home, don't go anywhere. And that meant that I couldn't work. So I was like, I still have bills to pay, but I don't have any income. And it was a little stressful. Thankfully, however, I saved an emergency fund. Yay! I love that sucker. That's all I'm gonna say. This is the second time this year that I've had to use it, and it's been amazing. Peace of mind for sure. Anyway, since I wasn't able to work and we were at home all of March, it actually has turned out to be really beneficial for me because I haven't spent nearly as much money as I normally would. So that's good. My emergency fund, I did have to use it so that I could take care of my expenses back in Vietnam. And that was a challenge. It was very interesting because normally I'm sending money from Vietnam to the United States, and I've figured out like the best way to do that. I go into my bank, it's very easy. Before I was using my bank, I was using PayPal, and it was pretty fair and square. Thank God, it was like dreamy. Sending money to Vietnam, however, has been interesting because I have a friend that lives in Vietnam, obviously, and she's been amazing. Like, oh, mwah, I love you. I love you. She's amazing. But so we tried PayPal at first, sent her money via PayPal, but her PayPal has her English name and her bank account has her Vietnamese name. So when PayPal went to deposit the money in her bank account, the bank was like, skirt, no, those names don't match, and sent the money back to PayPal. PayPal was like, oh, we don't see it. And then what made it kind of like a little bit more challenging is that PayPal is not in Vietnam, so they don't have like a Vietnamese number that you can call. You have to call Singapore, and then you have to talk to someone in Singapore and like tell them your issue. And so it was just like this. It was very complicated and very messy. And so pretty much I was out $450. Like, I don't know. Thankfully, my friend was amazing. She spotted me so I could still pay my rent and cover my bills there. And then once I got the money back here, once the money came back to my PayPal, which took, good Lord, it was recent. It probably took like 3 weeks to happen. Yeah, it was about 3 weeks. After it came back to me, then I just cashed it out, and then I had to wire transfer the money to her. And I was like, okay, instead of me sending you all this money at one time, let's just take a portion and see if it gets to you. Oh my God. So with the wire transfer, they don't directly deposit it into an account number. I guess how it works is, which is weird because Vietnam puts it directly into the account and we don't. So weird. Anyway, they wire transferred it to the bank. So they got the bank and like a specific address and her name. And then her name and her address have to match what's on her ID. And so I was like, oh, okay, that's fine. I asked her for her address. And so on my end, it shows that it went and that it's just fine. On her end, the bank's like, we don't have it. And then she found out that when she had moved, so in December, she lost her wallet, or the beginning of January, she lost her wallet, and she had to go get a new ID and a new bank card. And so she got a new ID, but they put her, so she moved her new address on it, but they should have kept her old address. They didn't even ask her if they wanted to update it. They just did. And so now I'm just waiting for that money to come back. So that was the wire transfer. And so then I'm like, I'm done. We're just going to do Western Union, because Western Union is known around the world. They get money to people where it needs to go, and they do it super fast. So I Western Unioned her money on Thursday last week. Fortunately, it's a good thing. They're having like a long weekend in Vietnam to celebrate that, like, they don't have any more cases of the coronavirus. And so, like, everything was closed over the weekend. And so she's going to go pick it up tomorrow. And so I'm like, please let it be okay, please. It's been very interesting. It's been so interesting. So that's been my April with money and trying to get things back to Vietnam. The rest of the time I've saved money, and I've just been contributing here to the household. So like I keep giving my mom money and putting like gas in the car and stuff like that, little things like that to help paying like the electricity bill, because I'm living here but I'm not living here. It's like, it's different. Anyway, so there's that. So, my budget for May. So since I haven't been working here, thankfully we have the pandemic unemployment, which is great. Oh, I'm so thankful. And so I am going to be receiving about $700 a week. And what I plan on doing with that, I have 3 really big goals. So the first one is to resave my emergency fund, because clearly that's come in handy. The second one is to actually pay off my car, because, which I think is actually really smart right now, I have about $11,000 in consumer debt. So anyway, because of the corona, thankfully, I have been able to talk to all my creditors, and they're like, look, for the month of April and May, you don't have to worry about making a payment. We'll resume your payments in June. And so I'm like, oh my gosh, that's such a blessing. And because of that, because of the amount of money that I'm getting from unemployment, and because I'm not having to make the payments for all of my consumer debt, what I'm choosing to do is compile all of the minimum payments that I would normally pay and pay off my car. Some people agree with this, some people don't. I think it's like amazing and a blessing, because that's one less debt that I have, and the amount of money that I'm paying for my car each month can then go to paying off another debt, which is my goal, right? My goal is to be debt free, I pray, super duper soon by the end of the year. That would be like amazing. But anyway, I could be overshooting. Sometimes like I put my goals way up here and then I come in like right here, but it's better to aim high and fall short than like just not aim at all. Anyway, so my goal is to pay off my car, and then my stretch goal for the month is to save an additional $500 in my emergency fund. So we'll see how that goes. At the moment, I currently have like almost $700 saved for my emergency fund, which is great. So I don't need a whole lot more. I think I need like just over $400. Actually, I have it written down. I need $460 to hit my minimum threshold for my emergency fund. And then after that, I plan on, and I'll put this in a link so that you guys can see it in the comments down below if you want, but pretty much tithing, I'm going to give 10%. tithing and saving. So paying myself, because that is so important, I think. I'm gonna give myself $282, and same thing with tithing. And then I'm gonna pay my like staples, the things that are not going to be that aren't movable. So things like electricity, my iTunes because I have a lot of data, my Squarespace for my website. I've put aside $100 for food. I will say it's really nice being home because I eat a fair amount of food, but living at home with my family, like everybody chips in, so it's just really nice because I'm not spending as much money on food as I would be if I was by myself. That, and I think people kind of help keep me busy, so I'm not like, I need food, you know, like when you're bored you eat. Maybe it's just me. Anyway, and then I also factored in another Western Union fee, so hopefully this one goes through, and then I will send another one to cover this month's expenses in Vietnam. And then I have my life insurance, gas, and then I have my credit card, one credit card that they said I didn't have to pay in April, but I do have to pay in May. So that's okay. That's a small amount. It's $50, which is cool. And then I put aside $150 to go see my sister out in California. So we'll see. I don't know if that's actually going to happen, but I figured I would go and put it aside. Now that like stay-at-home orders are being lifted and people are being cautious and stuff, I'd really like to spend time with my little sister. And then I have a friend that wants to meet me out in California, so she's going to drive up. And so I'm kind of excited, but I'll keep you guys posted on what happens with that, because I don't know. But I did put money aside for it, and I think 150 is gonna be like okay, because California is more expensive for sure. However, a lot of things are still closed, so because we're opening up everything little by little, so we're planning on just like going to like the beach to go and walk and do exercise and like see the sunrise or the sunset. Probably the sunset, because I don't like getting up early, but that's not important. And then during the day, just going to different parks and going on walks, the parks that are open, getting some fresh air and exercise, and then the rest of the time just doing what girls do. So if I do go to California, I will keep you guys updated. If I don't go to California, you'll know. Yeah, so I'm really excited. That's my plan for this month. And that's really all I have. Let me know if you guys have any questions about anything, or like if you want to be super nosy, or if you're just like, oh, cool story, thanks for letting us know. Feel free to leave comments down below, and that's it. I will see you guys later. Bye.
Yeah, big. Talk your shit.